Hello everyone, welcome back to our educational program. My name is Ms. Layla and today we are going to begin Unit 7, the first unit of the second semester. For the title we have Journey to the Past, and in this episode, episode 1, we are going to discuss vocabulary words especially. Now we have a question here in the beginning of our lesson, and the question says, how was life in Kuwait in the past? So I'm going to give you a second to think about life in the past in Kuwait. So how was it? Life was hard, as you can see in the picture. Life was hard. People used to work in pearl diving and fishing. What about the houses? The houses were made from mud. There was no electricity, so life was very different than how we are living today. We have another question here. Can you mention some other traits of life in the past? So you can answer this by your own. Now we have 3 themes of the unit. We have theme number 1, or 3 topics. Topic number 1, journey to the past. Topic number 2, historical places around the world. Topic number 3, it is an Islamic cultural center. So now we're going to begin with the vocabulary words of the first topic, and that is journey to the past. Now we have the first word of the unit, and that is the word trade. So repeat after me. Trade. Trade. What part of speech is trade? It's a noun. So now let's look at the example here where we use the word trade so we can guess the meaning. Since the corona pandemic happened, trade between countries had become less. What do I mean by the word trade? The action of buying and selling goods and services. Next we have the word privileged. So repeat after me. Privileged. Privileged. What part of speech is privileged? It's an adjective. Good. Now let's look at the example. People in the past were not privileged. They did not they didn't have modern appliances like smartphones as we have today, like the laptop or the iPhone and such. So privileged means having an advantage. Next we have the word rather. So repeat after me. Rather. Rather. So now it's as you can see, it's an adverb. We know that most adverbs, they end with ly, but this is an irregular adverb. Now let's look at the example that we have here so we can understand what do I mean by the word rather. I would rather write using a pen than type on the laptop. So I would rather write than type. So it means preferably. Next we have the word preserve. So repeat after me. Preserve. Preserve. What part of speech is preserve? It's a verb. Let's look at its past tense or past form. It's preserved, adding ed. Now let's look at the example here while paying attention to the picture. People nowadays use refrigerators and freezers to preserve their food. So what do I mean by the word preserve? It means to protect or take care of. Moving on to the next word, we have the word realize. So repeat after me. Realize. Realize. What part of speech is realize? It's a verb. Good. So what is the past form of realize? It's realized, adding ed. Now what do I mean by the word realize? Let's look at the example. I realized that my answer was wrong and then corrected it. So I realized meaning I become aware of or I understand. Moving on to the next word, we have the word endangered. So repeat after me. Endangered. Endangered. Break down the word if you have any difficulty pronouncing. So endangered is an adjective. What do I mean by the word endangered? Let's look at the example. The black rhino, as you can see in the picture, is an endangered animal as a result of hunting. So endangered here means threatened or it's close to extinction. Moving on to the next word, we have the word cultivation. So repeat after me. Cultivation. Cultivation. What part of speech is cultivation? It's a noun. Excellent. Now let's look at the example. The cultivation of crops like corn needs to be done in the right weather and environment. As you can see in the picture, this is what I mean by cultivation. So cultivation is the action of cultivating land, or simply put, farming. It means farming. Moving on to the next word, we have the word restore. So repeat after me. Restore. Restore. What part of speech is restore? It's a verb. Good job. So let's look at the past form of restore. It's restored, adding ed. So what do I mean by the word restore? Let's look at the example. We have to fight global warming and try to restore the health of our planet. So restore here means to bring back to what it was. Now we just ended with the vocabulary words of the first topic. Moving on to the second topic, or the second theme, and that is historical places around the world. The first vocabulary word of the second topic, and that is the word ancient. So repeat after me. Ancient. Ancient. What part of speech is ancient? It's an adjective. Let's put the word in a sentence. As you can see in the example, the pyramids are ancient. They were built thousands of years ago. So ancient here means very old. Moving on to the next word, we have the word gladiator. So repeat after me. Gladiator. Gladiator. What part of speech is gladiator? It's a noun. Let's use the word gladiator in a sentence. Looking at the example, one of the most known gladiators of Rome was Spartacus. He was known to be the strongest, as you can see in the picture. So a gladiator here in ancient Rome, in the old ancient Rome, a gladiator is a man trained to fight with weapons against other men or wild animals in an arena. They have a special place. Moving on to the next word, and that was the word cheerfully. So repeat after me. Cheerfully. Cheerfully. What part of speech is cheerfully? It's an adverb. Excellent. Let's look at the example here. I cheerfully clapped for my sister who won a competition. As you can see in the picture, he is cheerfully clapping. So what do I mean by cheerfully? In a cheerful or happy way. Next we have the word chariot. So repeat after me. Chariot. Chariot. What part of speech is chariot? It's a noun. Let's use it in a sentence. Now for the example, the Romans liked watching chariots racing. As you can see in the picture, that is a chariot. So a chariot is a type of carriage driven by someone, usually using horses. Next we have the phrasal verb take place. So repeat after me. Take place. Take place. It's a phrasal verb. What is the past form of take place? It's took place. Pay attention. Took place. Now let's use it in a sentence. In the arenas of ancient Rome, fights took place while people watched. So took place here means happen, or take place means happen. Now we're going to move on to the last theme that we have of the unit, and that is an Islamic cultural center. Now we're going to begin with the first vocabulary word of the third topic, and that is the word rule. So repeat after me. Rule. Rule. What part of speech is rule? It's a verb. Good job. Now, what is the past form of rule? It's ruled, adding ed. Let's use it in a sentence. According to Islamic history, Spain was ruled by Muslims for a long period. So Spain was ruled by Muslims, meaning Spain was controlled by Muslims. So rule here means control. Moving on to the next word, we have the word cultural. So repeat after me. Cultural. Cultural. What part of speech is cultural? It's an adjective. Let's look at the example. El Grain Festival provides a wide range of cultural activities. So what do I mean by the word cultural? Relating to culture. So anything related to culture is cultural. Next we have the word instrument. So repeat after me. Instrument. Instrument. What part of speech is instrument? It's a noun. Good job. Let's look at the example here. Music lovers believe that the oud is an instrument that produces beautiful music. So the oud, as you can see in the picture, it's an instrument as well as the piano, the violin and such. So an instrument here is a tool that produces music. Next we have the word include. So repeat after me. Include. Include. What part of speech is include? It's a verb. Good job. So let's look at the past form of include. It's included, adding ed. Good job. Now let's look at the example. Noor's hobbies include reading and painting. So include here means to contain. Next we're going to move on to the next word, and that is the word calligraphy. So repeat after me. Calligraphy. Calligraphy. What part of speech is calligraphy? It's a noun. Good. Let's look at the example. My friends and I have started taking courses in calligraphy at school. Let's look at the picture. This is an example of calligraphy. So it's a decorative handwriting. Moving on to the next word, we have the word cautiously. So repeat after me. Cautiously. Cautiously. What part of speech? It's an adverb. Good job. Let's look at the example. When it rains, I walk cautiously so that I won't slip and fall. So cautiously here means in a way that avoids or stays in a way that avoids or to stay away from potential problems or dangers. Now we just ended the vocabulary words of Unit 7. We have summarized a chart for you that contains all of the words that we just learned, from nouns, verbs, adverbs and adjectives. And now it's time to practice. From A, B, C and D, choose the correct answer. Number 1, the only crops under in this field are vegetables. Is it A, trading, B, calligraphy, C, cultivation, or D, instrument? So we have the keyword here that is crops. So we would guess. Good job. It's C, cultivation. The only crops under cultivation, it's C. Number 2, people in the past used to their food using salt from getting spoiled. So we have the keyword here, food and spoiled. So let's look for the correct word. Is it A, preserve, B, restore, C, rule, or D, realize? Excellent, it's A, preserve. So people in the past used to preserve their food using salt from getting spoiled. Number 3, a gladiator used to ride a which was tied to horses. So we have keywords here, gladiator, ride, and horses. Is it A, trading, B, calligraphy, C, instruments, or D, chariot? It's excellent, it's D, chariot. So a gladiator used to ride a chariot which was tied to horses. Number 4, when Khalid got sick, he took medicine and rested for 3 days to his health back. So we have keywords here, health back. So which is what? Is it A, rule, B, restore, C, include, or D, realize? Excellent, it's B, restored. When Khalid got sick, he took medicine and rested for 3 days to restore his health back. Okay, now we have the next exercise. Fill in the spaces with words from the list. We have cheerfully, endangered, calligraphy, and include. So number 1, the artists from all over the world attended the art gallery. So we have keywords like art gallery. So which one is the suitable word? Excellent, it's calligraphy. So artists from all over the world attended the calligraphy art gallery. Number 2, it's a sad thing that the panda is an animal. It is extremely cute. So which is the preferable or the suitable word for this sentence? Excellent, it's endangered. So it's a sad thing that the panda is an endangered animal. It is extremely cute. Number 3, when my sister graduated, my family and I yelled out her name and clapped for her. So we have keywords here, clapping, and she graduated, so we can say that. Excellent, it's cheerfully. When my sister graduated, my family and I cheerfully yelled out her name and clapped for her. Number 4, I tried to fun activities in my daily routine, like playing basketball with my brother. So which word is the best word for the sentence? Excellent, it's include. I try to include fun activities in my daily routine, like playing basketball with my brother. An extra exercise for you to do it by yourself at home, which is in the student's book, page 48, exercise 4 and 5. So we are going to end this lesson by summarizing what we've learned. So we've learned new vocabulary words. I hope you enjoyed the lesson and see you next time. Thank you.